Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today for your Sunday, we've got a ZVT here between Stephano and Sol here on Golden Wall. Bottom right-hand corner, it is Stephano, the French Zerg player, and in the bottom left, it is Sol, the Polish Terran player. Red versus blue because this is from DreamHack, and they enforce red versus blue for their tournament rules. Well, not all the time. If you're in an early enough group stage, you can pick your color, but the later the group stages go, and especially in the playoff, it's red versus blue, no exceptions. Because, you know, some people are colorblind, and especially in mirror matchups, that could be a very bad thing. Ah, here we go. A pool first play here from Stephano. Looks to be about a, we'll say a 17 pool. No big deal. Nothing too crazy here. He's just making sure that he's prepared for a proxy here from Sol. But man, Sol's late game is so very, very good. Poland has a lot of really great players, and you will see a lot more of Sol in the coming years. I can tell you that much. He is terrifying. So about a 17 pool here, 18 hatch. Nothing too crazy. Just making sure that you have lings out just in case a SCV shows up here to build a bunker. And no gas. Okay, I was going to say, a gasless opening. How very interesting. That might allow you to actually get your third base up a little bit more quickly. But regular timings here from Sol. Reaper on the way. Reaper's name is Stinky Dave. Dave was originally part of the Terran fleet and on track to pilot another unit, but he stunk so bad that the military reassigned him to the Reaper program. At least now he can stink up the enemy more than his own base. So yeah, sticking up the enemy is what it's all about. And I guess in this case, too, you just get early lings out. So it's not a 12 pool, but at the same time, the lings are going to get here in time to mess with this expansion. So I kind of like it. Out of Stephano here. The Reaper, I mean, there is no SCV scout, so the Reaper has to make a very quick decision. Do I stay home to defend? Or do I move right across? Oh, look at this. He's checking to see if there are lings coming. Are you kidding? He doesn't see anything. Oh, and then he goes. He made a quick cursory check. Didn't see anything and is moving on out. And guess what? The lings are here. The SCV is toast. And it's a delay on the expansion, if nothing else. The Reaper comes all the way home. Stinky Dave comes all the way home. The wall is up, so the lings can't get inside the main base. But they could mess with this reactor quite heavily. So the delay on the command center is real. They don't kill the SCV, which is nice. But they're going to get a reactor. Wow. Reactor canceled. That slows down the Reaper timings. Dude, I like this opening from Stephano a lot. He's usually known as a macro Zerg, but you know what? This is great. This is really good stuff here. These lings are all dead because the Reaper, obviously, Stinky Dave is here. He's going to get a lot of kills, which is nice, but he'd rather be getting them on the other side of the map. Third base coming up at about 3 minutes from Stephano. So, yeah, everything pretty much normal at this stage for him. He's got his speed on the way. He's doing additional queens. He got a perfect scout of exactly what is happening here. Saw the starport. Killing the reactor was really nice, too. Look at this bunker. Sol is worried about additional Zergling attacks. He's throwing up a bunker. Oh, that's interesting. Stephano's really in his head right now. Anyway, I like Stephano. He just has a swarming style, right? Some Zerg players are more straightforward, more Roach Ravager, just going to come at you and smash you in the face. He's more about Lings, Banelings, Hydras, Roaches, Ravagers, just kind of swarming all over the place, right? Getting surrounds, attacking bases that are undefended. Just being everywhere. There are not many Zerg players, I feel like, that play Zerg that way. Scarlet is one. Stephano is one, too. Serral, obviously, that way. Raynor to a certain extent. But Stephano, not quite at the level of a Raynor or a Serral, obviously. But still has the style that I just really enjoy watching. Then other players like Dark, where I like Dark. Dark is really good at StarCraft. He's an excellent Korean Zerg player, but I don't feel like his style is very swarmy. If that's making any sense at all, I don't know that it is. Anyway, what's the Terran player doing? Oh, Liberator opening. Interesting. Liberator opening. Hellion count, not exactly what Sol would want it to be at this point in the game. The Queen count is already kind of nuts. And the creep spread up towards this third base. Looks like it's actually going to work quite nicely. So, really great stuff. Medevac going to, pick up the Hellions and try to bust them into the main base. I like that, because there is not creep connecting these bases. Any queen response to this is going to be a little bit slow. And, okay, so lings are here and get out. The ling response is enough, though. He has enough speedlings to make that difficult for the Hellions to do. I mean, this this micro from Sol is cute. That is some really effective micro from Sol. I like it a lot. But it doesn't do a whole lot. I mean, I think maybe, it's hard to tell Nope, no Lings died. Just the 6 that were sent across the map to get that early harassment in. Third CC on the way from Soul, and just, yeah, getting Stim. Another barracks. He's going to be going for the bio here. That's all I've seen Soul do, is go for bio. Is he going to go for a Widow Mine drop against a Zerg? We don't see that much. That's usually a very TVP strategy, but you know what? I like it. I like it a lot against Zerg. Let's see. Let's see what the reaction here is. He knows that Overlord has such great vision. Medevac takes a hard left, tries to move on, lose the Medevac. Okay, he's going to lose the Medevac. But the Widow Mines get, you know, 7 kills. It's not bad. There's nowhere for them to go at this point, unfortunately, because their ride died as they dropped him there, which is a little bit sloppy, but hey. Zerglings do get into the main base temporarily and pause construction on the command center, I think. Huh. Wait. Did the Hellions jump in and get some more kills? It would seem they did. Distracted by the Lings on the other side of the map here. Okay, so 14 drones go down. Yikes. That is a lot worse. Nice job with the Hellion attack with the Widow Mine drop at the same time. I'm telling you, Soul is a good Terran player. I don't think many people are going to click on this because they're like, who's Soul? But, oh my gosh, it's still not a wall. I don't know why he thinks that's a wall either. Sometimes it looks like a wall, but it's not. That is not one of these times at all. So 4 SCVs die, a bunch more Zerglings die here. 4th base coming up from Stephano, and yeah, the link pressure is pretty good. Again, losing those drones was bad, but he's up to 57 now at 6 minutes. He's got the handful of Lings. He's got a Baneling nest coming in here as well. 1-1 on the way for his melee, which indicates maybe Ultras a little bit later on down the road. And yeah, just Marine tank here from Soul for the time being. Going for that combat shield, going for additional medevacs to replace the one that died on the Widow Mine drop mission, which was a success, even if the Widow Mines died. Medevac dying is less of a success, unfortunately. This Overlord positioning has been really nice for Stephano. It's allowed him to see a lot of what is happening here from Soul. Creep spread. These tumors are not going to do anything. Yeah. And the Overlord that's done so much scouting is dead, but his last act was to reveal the presence of this small Terran army. Got Banelings, got Queens, got Lings. Should be enough to handle this. I do think so. Actually, was that a Liberator that got those kills? I just realized there's a dead Liberator. Oh, the Hellions at all. It was a Liberator setting up at the 3rd base. How sneaky and conniving. So this Marine tank position, I like it. The tank can hit this ramp. The reinforcements coming down this way have to take some hits. Lings do get into this 3rd base of Soul, and there are Banelings coming, but that tank is pretty good deterrent when it comes down to it. The Marines can handle the Queens, no problem. It's what Lings that show up. And suddenly the Marines have a bit of a more difficult problem there. 8 kills on that siege tank, 7 kills on that siege tank. Lings are still here killing stuff at Soul's 3rd. This has been really crazy thus far. This is a great game. 30 Zerglings in production right now. Centrifugal Hooks is almost done. It's 10 seconds away. Having it would be so darn nice, but he's got to wait. He's got to wait a little bit. The Queens are going to have to hold as long as they can, taking that tank fire. Again, this tank positioning from Soul is just diabolical. I have been watching The Boys Season 2 on Amazon. And here we go. Lings from all directions. Banelings rolling in off creep, mind you, trying to split a little bit. This tank will be the last thing to die. He ends up with 17, 18 total kills. He fulfilled his responsibility to his Terran commander, Soul, and he's dead now. But, again, 18 kills for a siege tank is definitely enough here. Income is favoring Soul currently. Stephano had a nice little jump up there when he was messing with the 3rd base of Soul, shutting down that income quite nicely. But yeah, I kind of feel like this is a really even match. Soul is a younger up-and-coming player. Stephano is a bit of an older. He's had some higher highs. He went to university and then came back to compete in things like DreamHack. So he's an older player, but very popular in his time. Just like, seems like the nicest guy. And I think that's a lot to do with it, honestly. Anywho, yeah, this is a really common spot to hang out for Terran in this matchup, is hang out up here and then march on into that 4th. But Stephano knew that. He's checking that location from time to time. Don't mind him. Creep spread 4 tumors at a time. Here at 9 minutes, Stephano's on 139 supply infestation. Pops on up Hydralisks in production. Gonna go for that Hydroling Bane action against Terran, which is all the rage these days. And pretty effective as well. So tumors down, even, well, without a scan, but hey, we'll scan them too. just for extra surety in murdering them. But the Ling's 2-2 is finishing. Oh, that's really nice. The Lings are at 2-2 here at 10 minutes. And 2-2 is not yet done for Soul. So this upgrade advantage, yeah. Soul just going to get the heck on out of there. No reason to engage with those Lings. Again, a small group up to the north. Going to try to drop on this 5th base attempt. And by try to drop, I mean successfully drop on this 5th base attempt. And if they had 2-2, this would be a little bit scarier. That said, that is a dead hatch. Nobody is... Oh, never mind. These guys are rerouting. And they do end up saving it just by the sheerest of margins there. The thinnest of margins. Soul's 4th base is coming up. It's going to be a planetary because 4th bases need to be planetaries. First 3 are orbitals, as is tradition for the Terran player. All right, so this base is going to pop, but it is going to be very low on HP. And in fact... oh, maybe don't unload right there. Ah! Yeah, maybe don't unload right where there's an overseer watching you, because there's really not going to be, you know... There's going to be Zerg not far away, is what I'm trying to say here. Overlords, is that bad rally? That might just be bad rally. Stephano not supply blocked, though, because he has over 200 supply, and it worked out in the end. Queens are just like, hey, we're just trying to spread creep over here. We're just trying to spread peace and love and vision for the Zerg player, and Soul's not interested in that at all. So Soul's at 179 supply and 70 workers. I'm telling you, Soul's a great Terran player. Big leg, get some splash damage there, but not much direct damage at all. And then the Hydras are just chasing these, oh, the medevacs. Yeah, they really need to get out of there. They need to boost as far as they can. Ah, another Liberator. Hydra's enough Hydra. Hydra DPS is really pretty great. So, not a problem. 76 to 76 workers. Another base coming up from Soul. His macro is insane right now. Creep spread, pushing out. More creep spread. Again, all the bases are connected by creep with the exception of this little gap right here, which is a little bit annoying. But upgrades 2-2, 3-3 on the way for both players at virtually the same time. Stephano started his 3-3 a little bit late, all things considered. But no Widow Mines worry me for Soul. I feel like Soul needs Widow Mines against all of these Lings and Banelings. Marine Tank is good, but I've just seen too many... Oh, they're going to get the hatch. They're going to try to get the hatch. I think they're going to get the hatch. That tank coverage is really nice, and all that work that they did earlier finally pays off. But coming around from both directions here, top side and bottom side, Ling Bane Hydra. And again, no Widow Mines mean the Banelings can be a little bit more effective. The Hydras can be a little bit more effective. All the tanks get wiped out, though. The medevacs can flee for their lives a little bit better because these aren't Mutalisks. But still, man, Hydra pretty good against tank, especially in those numbers, and especially splitting into a bit of a concave tile style situation. So I'd say we're even at this stage here. It's about 150, 160 supply for both players. Army supply virtually identical at this point. Stephano is starting to take a lead there, which he needs to do again because his units are not as cost efficient as Soul's are. Those Banelings did not really get hits. Those Banelings kind of got exploded in the general vicinity of the Marines and did injure them. But no real direct hits there. And again, the fact that we're going for 3-3 here, it just tells me Ultras at some point. Now, the good news for Soul is that they aren't Mutalisks, and Mutas would do a better job at shutting this kind of a thing down to the south, but as it stands, that is going to fly right into the main base, where there are patrolling Zerglings and some spores, but this is a bit of a doom drop. And, wow, how did he see that? I don't know how Stephano saw that. I cannot tell you. I don't see anywhere within the field division, ooh, that medevac went down, where he saw those medevacs coming across. I really don't. That was crazy. Somebody probably knows, but not me. That's another base from Soul, by the way. I'm telling you, Soul is really awesome at this. The Liberators are doing random attacks, taking out a couple more drones. If you're going to beat Stephano, 20 drone kills in the first 15 minutes is pretty good. Yeah, Soul protecting his newest investment. This is a planetary to the top left. It could probably get Baneling bombed, but you know what? We're going to protect the 6th base here instead. So we are at the point where every base north of this wall has been taken. Man, I just cast another incredible ZVT on this map yesterday, didn't I? This very map. Different players, different caliber, different ranking of players for sure. But you know what? This is really good. And I think at some point, we're going to have to start taking these southern bases. I don't know what else to tell you here. Oh my gosh, they're going to get the Ultralisk Cavern. Oh, they got the Ultralisk Cavern. It was almost done. And yes, of course, Stephano's going Ultralisks. What's like? Why get 3-3 for Lings and Banelings that early if you're not going for Ultralisks at some point? So he restarts it, gets some Vipers. It is time for some Spellcasters for Zerg. Oh, these guys were not paying attention at all. I think they could have avoided that fate to some extent. How close was the nearest help, though? That's always a question. How far away is the nearest assistance? So we're going to go ahead and resaturate the top right base. Again, we're on even base count, which is not good for Stephano. He needs to sneak a base here, or possibly he is. He's mining out his back door. I'm not sure that Sol has realized that yet, though, that we're into the point of the game. Ooh, nukes. Are you kidding? We are getting nukes today. All right. I like it. So, yeah, both players are at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 6 bases, with the 7th base coming up from Stephano now in that back door. He has mined out that back door, that back wall. Nothing for Sol, though. I don't know if he feels incredibly, like he doesn't need to, but... Man, this drop is still doing stuff. These are the kinds of drops that work because Stephano isn't going Mutalisks at all, or Corruptors at all. Just Lingbane Hydra. Look at these Zerglings. They're like, hey, are there a base around for us to kill? No, Sol is not interested in expanding back there for some reason. Don't know what it is. Ah, we do get ghosts in the mix, though. I do love a good ghost in this composition. Sniping that Overseer, that might be something to tell Sol that, you know what, Cloak is a concern. Cloak for the Terran needs to be good. This Liberator, look at this position. How? You can't. That's insane. You can't reach that Liberator from any... That is a tough place. That is a tough place to defend from Liberators if you are Stephano. I mean, it can't get all the mineral patches, but it's enough, it turns out. So the good news for Stephano is, sure, he's got a base up. He has a base up on the Terran player. Really, okay, so you have to abduct the Liberator in and then kill it. And holy smokes, we have a nuke attempt, ladies and gentlemen. When's the last time we saw a StarCraft 2 nuke attempt? Well, it was an attempt anyway. I like it. I hope he does more. I really do, because nukes are a ton of fun. This gold base of souls is effectively dead, so I mean, killing a few SCVs is not the biggest deal in the entire world. Goes with a steady targeting. Widow Mines! Hitting some hits on dem Zerglings. Stephano's control with those Widow Mines not as good as somebody like, I don't know, Serral's is, for example. Yeah, Sol just why open this back door, he says. I could just lift a command center and float it down here for my 7th base. Or not, because there's a bunch of Hydras and Banes in this location, and you can't even really get there unless you fly an army in with Medivacs, which, hey, that's a reasonable approach, too. Ultralisks on the way, finally. Stephano was trying to go for those a while ago. Where's this ghost going? He has plenty of energy to remain cloaked. Okay, well, Overseer is right there, though. I mean, if you abduct a ghost, does it cancel the nuke? Or does he... Like, if you abduct a ghost way over here, right? So it's out of range of the nuke attempt, does it shut it down? I bet it interrupts it. I bet it does. Yeah, I really do like Sol in this game. God, these Lings are just getting obliterated. The tank count is enough to where just random Ling run-bys are not going to accomplish much. Like, this base just got scanned. I'm worried it's going to get nuked. Holy Nidus! I did not see the Nidus network coming in. There's a fusion core too, but probably not for battle cruisers at this stage of the game. What is in this Nidus? Alright, well, just Zerglings, I guess. So Zerglings are running in, taking out the Fusion Core, going after this Ghost Academy too, which I really enjoy. Yeah, man, fully upgraded Lings are great against buildings. Like, disgustingly good against buildings, for sure. This starport's going to burn down. These Lings are just kind of running into their Des, which is not amenable to any of them. Another nuke attempt. And this Liberator getting some work done at the same time. I think this is going to land. I do. Yep, Ah, so beautiful. Nukes are so beautiful. Yeah, this whole Widowmine tank Liberator setup is really difficult for Stephano to crack. He needs abducts like crazy. Ghost has a few kills. He's gonna die, but you know, he did what he could, which was land a nuke in a StarCraft 2 game. We have not seen that for some time. Ling's taking a more roundabout path to try to harass, which I'm okay with. Is he just really gonna try to... Okay. Look at him just like running into the main base, taking a super... Where is he going? Just right to the barracks, I guess. That's super cool. And again, it distracts Soul is the thing. These Lings aren't actually attacking, are they? They kind of are. Oh, look, a dead refinery. Soul's going to really be sad about that one. And then a Nidus erupts with all of 0 HP. Apparently this Marine was attacking it the entire time. What a weird attempt. Another base. And another base from Stephano. He's just trying to out-expand the ever-loving crap out of Soul here. Soul has still to get a 7th base. He's trying, but there's a burrowed Ling in this location, so that makes it really, really difficult. More Liberator stuff, by the way. 43 drones have been killed. 18 SCVs have gone down. The income has been favoring Soul fairly consistently here for the last 10 minutes. Because despite Stephano's higher base count, he keeps losing workers to this Liberator harass. Which is really good, by the way. 3 nukes in production. I like it, man. This is going to be a nukey game. This burrowed Ling is really causing Soul problems because nothing can get back here unless it gets dropped. This is amazing. This game is hilarious. Look at him. He's trying to expand over here. But there's already a base. Stephano, you dog. You sly dog. Oh, what's a group of angry Marines and Marauders? And you're just a couple Hydralisks, that's for sure. What is killing more guys? I hear it. Oh, that group did not quite micro fast enough. Pretty decent splits at the end of the day there, but the Hydras are going after tanks for the most part, leaving the Liberator to do their terrible, terrible damage. What is killing drones? Oh, this one. Fair enough, and then dropping on this base too. Dude, Soul is just kind of picking Stephano apart right now. He continues to absolutely massacre drones. There is no end to it whatsoever. Another Nidus Worm attempt here from Stephano. You're not saving the hatch, but you killed a couple Marines. Not a good trade in the long run, and now your 7th base is the only one you've got. Oh, medevac flying past spores. Not good. Nidus erupts. Easily killed, but the creep is super duper annoying. Nuke up to the north while Soul is trying to drop inside the main base at the same time. Don't fly too close to the sport. He did. He did fly too close to the sport. Look at this multiple nuke setup. Okay, this game is getting an epic tag. There's a nuke. And here's... Oh, it's a lot of dead drones, though. Oh, the last second evac. The absolute last possible second evac. The Liberators are so important right here to this setup. The Widow Mines, too. The Widow Mines are so important. Soul incorporated them into his gameplay. He's tossing down nukes wherever he wants to. This is tight. I don't even know who's going to win this thing at this point. It's maxed out to maxed out. Both players have decent banks. Part of the problem here... Oh! Ghost self-nukes. Never a good feeling. This Ghost is cloaked and attempting to kill this hatchery by himself. And you know what? He's not going to do it, but he's going to get close. Meanwhile, Ultralisk's trying to make stuff happen here. Blinding Cloud, Parasitic Bomb on everything. The Widow Mines and the Liberators and the Marauders are such a great answer to these Ultras. I love Ultras. I love Ultras as much as any red-blooded Zerg player does, but by golly, they're not good in this particular game. I hope he doesn't make any more. There's just too much. The Ghosts of the Steady Targeting, the Liberators, the Widow Mines, all of these things are great answers to Ghosts. Or to Ultralisks, rather. Now that I think about it, maybe there are decent answers to Ghosts as well. Alright, so these Lings are going to try to take down this command center while there's a Liberator protecting it. I guess killing mules is decent. Could be worse. Doing some good damage at this command center, though. Man, bringing it into the burning because they're adrenaline glands. Adrenalings with adrenal glands. Army supply, 119 to 137. Soul has a bit of a lead, but Stephano still has a lot of stuff rolling for him. Largely ultras, which again, I expressed my displeasure at the fact that they exist in this game. Also, the fact that Soul is going for nukes brings me such joy. I cannot even conceive of it. The Overseer is just too darn slow. Goodbye, Hatch, for the second time today. So again, fairly important drone location. Stephano is desperately checking.
Ready for dust off.
Where's that nuke, he says. Oh, he doesn't know. He didn't know, and he lost more drones. Drone count is 71 down. Steady targeting. I told you, the snipe is really good here. Lings are just trying to swarm and find whatever damage they can. It's just not a ton is the problem. The Liberators keep coming in. There's no answer for the Liberators because there are no Corruptors at all. Hydra's fine. Abducting, fine. Ling's trying to take down this planetary. The Hydras need to help. If you're going to do this, you're going to take down this basically mined out base. The Hydras need to assist, and they do in the end. So planetary down, several SCVs down. This Ultralisk has like no HP. I think an SCV could probably kill it. It's got 9 HP, so maybe not. That Ultra's dead. Goodbye. Fare thee well. I mean, the good news here for Stephano is he's replacing his workers quite nicely. I mean, he's lost 71 and he has 54. So, I mean, 120 drones in a game is not bad. Dude, the steady targeting on these Ultras, though. And on the Vipers and on the Overseers and the Widow Mines taking Ultralisks out. Just exploding them into blood and gore. Yeah, this is great. This is a really great game. Hey, let me tell you, if you watched the game yesterday, okay? The Clem versus Rainer game that I posted for the Sunday. It was not a Sunday series, but it was an incredibly epic game anyway. It's shorter than this and like twice as long. Twice as big, right? In replay size. So I talked about this. The more stuff that happens in a replay, the bigger the replay file size is. That one was like 1,000 kilobytes or 1 megabyte, which is massive for a StarCraft 2 replay size. This one's closer to 600, but you know what? It's longer because Clem and Rainer are insanely good at this game, better than these two players. You know what? This is turning into an excellent game just because both players are incredibly well matched at this point. I really feel like they are. Stephano lost another base. Soul took another base. Ling's trying to accomplish stuff. Coming from all directions, though. This could be a problem for Soul long term. Abducting the Liberators. The Ghosts are getting those steady targetings off. The Overseers detecting. And you do have to pick up and get the heck on out of there. Stephano lost a lot of army in that engagement, though. He's down to 82 total army. What is killing more drones? Where? Here? Another drop, man. This base has been cursed for Stephano. He took it so long ago. There are still minerals here because it's died twice. 2 times it has died. Alright, so Soul effectively has this base and this base that he's mining from. Stephano has this base that he's mining from, and kind of... this base has no mining going on whatsoever, so the income should be sharply favoring Soul, and it is. Yeah, man. Soul outspending, out-incoming Stephano here in the last 10 minutes, in the last 20 minutes. It's not good. It is not good for Stephano. If you were here rooting for a Stephano win against a relatively unknown Soul, let me tell you, Soul is good at StarCraft and only getting better. More Soul in our lives is a good thing. Not kidding. Really, just the complete lack of interest in getting a Spire today kind of throws me. Soul's been so committed to Liberators, and just having a Corruptor Ball out there, just knowing there's a Corruptor Ball out there would really shut down a lot of this. I honestly feel like Soul wouldn't even try as much if he knew there were Corruptors flying about. Now Sol wants this base. I mean, we're just tug-of-warring down here to the south, right? Stephano took this base, which is Sol's, and now Sol wants this base, which is Stephano's. Or was Stephano's. Ooh, one changeling made it through. Okay. So he sees what we're dealing with. Never mind, he's dead. Never you mind. Apparently, for some reason, Stephano has decided to go after defunct bases. Which, sure, that's fine. I mean, they're orbitals, and so they count as mules, and that is extra income you can. You can mine out bases more quickly the more mules you have, so sure. It works for me. Banelings. See, this planetary just doesn't provide... I guess it is protecting this orbital, sure. So Stephano's going after the production. He's going after the income a little bit. There is not... I mean, if you just want to march over here and take out this last base of Stephano's, you are welcome to do so. Why would you come over... Yeah, I was going to say, why do you come over here? Ow. So more residual damage to that hatchery. Definitely killing that larva. Without a question in the world. More Liberators going down to these Hydralisks, man. Just... And why planetaries? Look at him keeping his Banelings alive. Ooh, getting both these Ghost Academies would be good. But remember how I said wander over this way and take out the last remaining income? I feel like Stephano is base racing a Terran, which you never do. Ooh, is that nuke going to finish? That nuke finished, and that one did too. That's huge. Losing both of those nukes would be annoying. Dude, the steady targeting, though. Banelings not doing bonus damage to Ghosts because they're psionic. And hey, might as well use one of those nukes that just finished, huh? So this base, I think that's it. I think Stephano is done. I know he has a maxed out army. I do. And there is possibly a chance that he could do something here. But his army is smaller than Sol's. Sol actually has income. Whereas Stephano has a 0 mineral income and a some gas income here. Dude, that Ghost got some kills before he got taken down. So, I mean, Sol is working super mega. The Broodlings took down a Marauder. That does not happen every day. Ladies and gentlemen, no more nukes. The Ultras have come back to take down the second nuclear silo. And these random orbitals just hanging out. I love them. Dude, Stephano wants this base. The problem is that base is almost mined out, and these ones are fairly fresh, all things considered. And if Stephano wins this thing with this weird kind of half base racy strategy he's running with, I'm going to be extremely surprised. I'm just telling you. My money is on Sol winning this game here at the 32-minute mark. I will be astounded if Stephano wins this. Because that's what they say. Never base race a Terran. Again, Stephano doesn't even have a Spire. If it comes to a straight-up, full-on base race, Stephano has no way to kill, for example, this if it floats off to the corner. Actually, are there places on this map you can hide? I guess here. I guess that would be a place if you can get there, right? Yeah, main base for Stephano, Caputa, toast. Natural base for Stephano, toast. Stephano's basically counting on the barely remaining minerals here, like 1,000 remaining minerals on that base. I'm going to try to mine it out as fast as zergly possible. This is a weird place for a Duke. Were you expecting to get chased? Is he just zoning out the Zerg here? Also, the sensor towers everywhere are brilliant out of Sol. He's not going to get snuck up on. Right? Anywhere that Stephano goes inside those sensor towers, Sol is intimately aware of it, and he can prepare for it. He's not going to get jumped on and surrounded like he has a couple times in this game. This bunker has kind of been here for a while, and everybody in that bunker feels really safe, but they're not. Again, more nuke silos. This has been at least 4 nuke silos. I think that's 5 nuke silos that have died today, actually. Kind of incredible. This is the most patient base race Stephano has ever done. Maybe he's trying to lull Sol into a false sense of security, right? Where he's, you know, sending out little individual hit squads. They're all dying. Stephano's getting some really nice trades. Dude, if Stephano wins it, it's because it's going to be this. Because it's going to be Sol kind of sending out individual dudes on raids and not taking the threat of Zerg attacks seriously. Another orbital down. I love this one is still alive, by the way. It does make me laugh that that's still alive. But these, again, they can call down mules here, mine this out really quickly, mine this out really quickly, even though they only has 43 SCVs. But yeah, income here for Stephano. Now that this base, oh my gosh, another Liberator. Another Liberator! Soul knows where Stephano's one source of income is, and it's here. I should post this on Wednesday. This feels like more like a Wednesday cast. I'm going to do that. I was going to post it on Monday, so I'll talk about yesterday. What I mean is Sunday. So on Sunday, I posted a really nice CVT on this map between Clem and Rainer. I'm not going to tell you who won, but it was nonstop excellent. Maybe not as good as this one. Look at this. Stephano has pulled the boys. Oh, and he gets scanned. He's like, look, I've desperately pulled the boys here. I have some Ultras, a few Hydralisks. The Liberator count is way too high, and I just gave up an Ultralisk for nothing. Also, the Viper died to steady targeting. These Hydras are trying to join the party. Oh, the Blinding Cloud. The Widowmines are doing some friendly fire target damage here, too, but just... that is a meat grinder that Stephano is throwing everything he has into. Did he lose all of his Overseers? He might have lost all of his Overseers. The steady targeting plays here. Just one-shotting Hydras, and good game, Soul is your winner in 36 minutes and 14 seconds. So there you have it. That is a long macro ZVT wherein the Terran player won. Amazing. Ridiculously stupid great game. Highly enjoyable from both players. And yeah, like I said, I would be surprised if Stephano could pull that out. Soul is looking good. The income, this is it. This is telling us the entire story. It is so blue. So very blue for the last 10 minutes of the match. 126 drones died. A lot of that were the drones getting pulled in the last battle and not doing a whole lot and all dying. 17 Ultras. I think Ultras were just a complete miss, honestly. More Vipers, Infestors with Fungal, more Blinding Cloud, more Abduct, more Hydras, I think were your answer there. But 7 Hatcheries down, a Hive down, 7 Orbital Commands down, 3 Planetaries down, 29 Ghosts got killed. I mean, 786 Zerglings. A complete bloodbath in every possible way. I love this kind of game. The super long, crazy macro, so much stuff dies, it's almost crazy to comprehend. Those are the ones. So good stuff. Yeah, end of the day, I just think Ultras were a discussion. They were a discussion we can have. I'm going to call them a mistake. If you disagree with me, okay, that's cool. Maybe you thought we needed something to tank, right? And maybe you did. I just think maybe pure Hydraling, Baneling with a ton of Vipers, with a ton of Abduct and Parasitic Bomb. And maybe some Infestors too would have been good. But hard to say. But all right, that right there is going to be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.